Well, from my understanding, okay, based on how this was sent to me, and somebody's made it abundantly clear that they believe that this is corona. Let's read what it says, and then we'll get into the evidence that shows that this is most likely going to be corona. Now, as you can see, she starts off by saying Sarper threw food out of Shekinah's mouth, negged her. I don't know what negged her means, to be fair with you. Maybe someone can let me know. Lied on multiple occasions, cheated on multiple occasions. I don't know where the cheating part has happened because it hasn't come out that he's ever cheated on her. So that's quite interesting, to be honest with you. But let's continue. Put hands on her and pulled her extensions. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying he put hands on her, but he definitely did. But you know what, though? Okay, I get it. I get it. Let me continue. Said he wanted to fix her nose. Well, technically, that was actually her idea. He was actually against it and then decided to say, you know what, F it, let me design it for you. This is not a good start, to be honest with you. Controls her weight, isolates Shekinah from her family, which they both talked about on previous tales. Well, the only thing is the whole weight control thing, she wanted that. But I can see, why you're pointing it out, all right? And then isolates Shekinah from her family. That's not necessarily true. Shekinah has tried to be there with her family, but she made the choice to push her family away. That really wasn't much to do with Sarper, but anyway, this subreddit, oh my god, he's so funny, I like him now. Then she proceeds by saying corona, immediately annoying, did not pack the best clothes, didn't do enough planning, and ultimately decided to do what was best for her and go back to the States after realizing how badly she planned. Liked a guy that was just not into her. This subreddit, oh my god, this bitch is the effing worst. I hate her. She sucks. I'm gonna make a bunch of shitty jokes about her name that she's had entire life and means crown. For some reason, her crimes are unforgivable. You're telling me no one but yourselves? Then she continues by saying, ETA. I said what I said. If you like abusive men more than an annoying woman, you're part of the problem. And if you're a victim of an abusive partner, don't let these Reddit commentators stop you from coming forward just because he's charismatic and likable. There are people who will help you. ETA 2. I am turning off my notifications because the point has been made and it's date night. Keep arguing with yourselves if you like. Now, here's the thing. Just for me reading it, doesn't this actually sound like a particular person wrote this? Don't worry, I'll wait. This sounds exactly as if Corona's the one that actually wrote this. But, of course, where did Corona actually really shoot herself in the foot? We're going to get to that in a second, but before we get to that, I just want to, go back to something that she said here, right? When she put down the subreddit, oh my god, this BICTH, that was such in her tone. Is exactly how she would word things. And then also, just to finish off with the ETA 2, I'm turning my notifications off. We've already known that she's been stressing on social media for a while, talking about I'm going to turn this off, I'm going to do that. You see this energy right here? It just fits the narrative that this is Corona. Okay? First and foremost. And also, I think for me personally, the worst part of it all was probably the opening paragraph. Threw food out of Shekinah's mouth. That I personally don't remember, but maybe it did happen. Negged, I still don't know what that means, to be honest with you. But anyway, the multiple lies is true. The cheating on multiple occasions, I don't know where that's come from. Put hands on her. I love the over-exaggeration of put hands on her and pulled her hair extensions. Listen, he pulled her hair extensions out because he grabbed her phone. That is not the same as putting hands on her, in my opinion. That's a massive over-exaggeration. You see what I'm saying? Okay? But you folks let me know. And the reason I'm going to point out it's a massive exaggeration is because Corona loves to over-exaggerate. That's why I'm saying this, all right? I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm just saying the wording is there for a reason. Then also this whole part about he wanted to fix her nose. We all saw that he did not want her to get, oh no, wait, was that the nose one? Yeah. We all saw that he did not want her to get the nose job. But because she kept pushing for it, he said, you know what, in that case, let me design it. We saw that that was her idea. And this whole thing about her weight, we saw that that's what she wanted. And the whole thing about the family, like I already said, she kind of made that choice. It had nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. But anyway, let's get into the further evidence where she really comes out to expose herself that it is her and, not somebody else. This one isn't really a part of it, but I just wanted to read it because, it's a good one to read it. This is the one that I've just highlighted in front of your eyes, okay, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, it says, Sarper is an awful person, but likable. I don't know if Corona is a good person or not, but she's not at all likable. Being likable goes a long way. And as you can see, the person who made the thread comes out and says, many abusers are likable. That's why their victims don't come forward. You know what, though? The way she's gone down this route, I see what she's doing here, but she's not lying, but I see what she's doing here. So this is the one itself. So somebody came out, and I was trying to actually look for this directly from Reddit, but I couldn't find it. Maybe it's been taken down, but luckily I've got the screenshots, okay? So as you can see here, someone obviously came out and merely made the point, that, hey, you're Corona. And her response is, why? Because we're both black femmes? Yike yourself. And as you can see, the response here was, Corona, you speak like her. I like the way they went straight in you. Corona, you speak like you. Race has nothing to do with it. You ran online verbally and then come here to type your words in your exact same verbiage and expect to not be noticed. Nice try. Blocking people who call you out won't get you anywhere either. One can't have unlimited accounts here. Good luck blocking them all. Yes, now I remember, because I remember when this was sent to me, the person who sent it to me said to me, hey, I originally asked her a question and then she blocked my account, so I came back with another one. There you go. My brain is now working again. But as we can see in the same thread itself, someone else comes in and says, I thought you were turning your notifications off. Here you are still sparring with complete strangers online. That is or on the internet, which is facts, because you see it going back over different people. Like, yo, women, get a life, like do something better yourself. Shouldn't you be studying to be a midwife or something? Anyway, continues here by someone else saying, yeah, and she's the one with the race thoughts. Sick of this Please stop. Do you think all black women speak the same? It's offensive. I do not speak like you or Corona. There you go, boom, bam. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, here's the thing. Let's just go with the narrative, okay? Let's just go with the narrative that's been painted here by Corona, okay? And the narrative that is being painted, and listen, I do believe it's Corona, but let me just say allegedly just to cover myself, right? To be fair. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But let's just say, this is allegedly Corona, right? This is the thing, though. But let's just say everything that she has said here in this whole section, let's just say all of this is 1000% true. All of this is true, and he is nothing but absolute garbage, but people have allowed that to go over their head, which, to be fair, is very subjective, because on the first season of Shekinah and Sarper, them two were being trolled like heavy on everywhere. It's just that they've come back for another season, and this season, people just haven't been able to troll them as much because they haven't been as problematic as they were in the first season. So let's not act like as if they wasn't trolled originally, right? But let's just go with the fact that this is all true. The question then remains. This is the question that remains. But why, out of all the cast members, did this person, aka who we all think is Corona, or at least I think is Corona, why would you use Sarper as your example? Why would you go and use him as a way to say, hey, well, look at Sarper and look at me. Look at Sarper, look at Corona, and then he hit me. At the tail, who was the only person that was willing to have conversations with Iggy? Who was the only person that was ringing him and texting behind and saying, hey, where are you at? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Who was the only person being supportive? Oh, there we go. Sarper. So, in my opinion, the only reason why she decided to go after Sarper as an example, which gives me more evidence to say that this is Corona, is purely because she knows that Sarper is in a good place with Iggy. And that's why he has been the target to this whole Reddit thread by this person who thinks they're being a smart person when in reality they're being a dumbass, which is why that tells me this is more likely to be Corona than some random other person, because why out of all people would you pick Sarper? Because really and truly, did you have to pick someone that's from the current season? Absolutely not. You could have picked anybody else from even maybe the other season that's going on right now, okay? The before the 90 days. She could have sat there and used maybe, I don't know, Lauren as an example, okay? Could have sat there and used maybe Brian as an example. People haven't been nice to him throughout the season. Why not use him as an example, okay? Could have used James as an example. A lot of people don't be liking him neither. He's a part of her season. Could have used Statler. Could have used Dempsey. You see what I'm saying? There was plenty of people that she could have used an example, right? In terms of how she sees how they treat compared to her. But Sarper was the target because Sarper is friends with Iggy. this is why she's gone after him. And that's what gives me more confirmation that this is more likely to be Corona than it is to be anybody else. And also shout out to the person that made a very, very good point, because to be honest with you, the stereotype has to stop as well. I like the way this person said, please stop. Do you think all black women speak the same? Because there is a stereotype. There is a stereotype that black women speak the same. Okay? There is a stereotype. And then there's a stereotype that they all behave the same. But at the same time, there's also a stereotype that some women who live in a certain location, like for example, if you're a chav in the UK, you live in an estate, there's a stereotype that all women from there are going to sound the same. If you're a scouser, that all women are going to be the same. I mean, listen, maybe this is going to be heading I'm talking about like things like regarding the UK, but I'm just saying, it's like me saying all women from the south of America are all the same, you know? So I like the fact that they pointed that out, because that's where right there Corona shot herself in the foot, and she's pretty much done her own people in that one, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I like that comment, to be fair, and I wanted to really overemphasize in it that not everybody looks the same and not everybody sounds the same, okay? And not everybody has the same freaking intentions. But either way though, like I said before, Sarper has been targeted purely because of his relation with Iggy, and like I said before, Sarper and Shekinah would definitely troll the hell out of when they first came on the scene. So yeah, she needs to humble herself. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.